listen to me, but he ain't listen to me, but he ain't listen to me. I tried to talk to him. He ain't listen to me, but he ain't listen to me, but he ain't listen to me, but he ain't listen to me.
I probably ain't even set this up correctly. That's probably my problem. Yep. What up, though? It's your boy. Go on, see Spaceship Awaits the Incredible. Back with another edition of In This Corner, your Raw Wrestling recap with a kick. There we go. There we go. What up, people? I'm back for another Raw review. Did y'all see Raw today? Raw was crazy today. Raw was very, I don't know. It felt some type of way. It felt some type of way. We always wonder about the Raw after a big pay-per-view or big PLE. And so I was looking to see how was this gonna go? How was they gonna do this? What were they gonna have? What were they gonna have planned? I knew Seth and CM Punk were probably gonna do something. I was wondering about LA Knight, Karrion Kross, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Lyra. What was gonna happen there? Naomi. We know Naomi has a big match coming up with Stephanie Bacare at the end of the month. And so I was wondering what was going to happen. Hey, Sonya. Hey, love. I was wondering what was going to happen, how they was going to do it, and, which way it was going to go. So we're going to go ahead and talk about Raw. And it came from you from Brooklyn, New York. They was in New Jersey this weekend. First, let me say, SummerSlam was fun. Shout out to everybody who came to the watch party. We always have a damn good time. Food was good. Camaraderie was good. So shout out to everybody who pulled up. Night one, I need to watch night two again. I realize this, I always have to watch them over. Like, I watched night one over, even though I need to see the last match, and I need to watch night two. For my money's worth, night two was better than night one, but I still want to look again. I think it had better matches. I think the Cody Cena match was great. I think the women's match was great. I like AJ and Dom. TLC match was great. Who else wrestled? Was it Alexa and Charlotte? No. Who else? Oh, Becky Lyra. Yeah, of course. So, it was all right. I ain't gonna trip. So Seth Rollins starts off the show. He comes out, as we know, Seth Rollins, new world champion. He had his little injury, shindig or whatever. So that was just a joke. That was just a plan to get the title from CM Punk. Paul Heyman starts off first. Then when Seth comes, Seth says, shame on them. Shame on them for believing in Punk. Shame on them for believing in Rollins. Shame on them for not believing in him. He says, never doubt Seth Rollins again. There's always a plan B. He said there were only two people he told about his plan, Becky and Paul Heyman. And then he says, we are the Vision. So I'm wondering if that's the name of their group. The name of the group is going to be called The Vision. LA Knight comes out. He says Seth Rollins faked his injury to avoid him. Because he told him he was going to take his soul, he was going to take his spirit, he was going to take his dignity. Seth got hurt in that Saturday main event match. And so Adam Pearce ended up, because LA Knight challenged him to a match tonight. And Seth said no. But Adam Pearce came out and made the match, the World Heavyweight title match, Seth Rollins versus LA Knight, which I thought, like, that's a little bit too soon. There's no way LA Knight's going to win. But at least, A, he's back on TV, and B, he's back with Seth. At least they didn't de-escalate him to fighting for the IC title, fighting El Grande or anybody. He's still in the main event scene, which is is what he needs right now. And then you had the Judgment Day LWO. Dom asked why are they in his hallway. They set up Dom versus Dragon Lee. Something I did see. Dom, Dragon Lee, El Grande Americano, Vikingo is going to be on Triple Mania. I think it's in a couple weeks. They're going to actually have these on YouTube, so I'm excited about that. I will be able to see AAA on YouTube, so I'm definitely check that out. As Dom and Dragon Lee was talking, AJ Styles comes in. He said he's still coming after the IC title. You know, he's still. So I like that they're not letting that feud just end. They are keeping that going. Hey, this is awesome. Then you have Rusev. Our first match of the night was Rusev versus Sheamus, part 3. Another hard-hitting match. This one ended up in a double countout. They were outside. Rusev gave him the beats of the boundary. Sheamus turned it over. Ended up giving him the beats of the boundary. I saw one move, the white noise from the top rope, which looked good. And so they're going to keep this feud going. Now, this feud kept going throughout the whole night. They fought in the back when Alexa and Charlotte was coming out. They was fighting. Then Sammy was doing an interview, and Rusev bumped into Sammy. Sammy was just collateral damage. So that actually set up a match for next week with Sami Zayn versus Rusev, which I like because Sammy needs to do something. Rusev definitely needs to do something. And they still got this Sheamus thing going. So it gives a pause in this because I don't want to see Sheamus and Rusev fighting every freaking week. You dig? You had your New Day segment from earlier where Grayson Waller goes up to Adam Pearce trying to get New Day a match, but instead they set up the match with Grayson Waller versus Penta, which comes out next. New Day comes out in the middle of the match, goes by the ring. Penta hit 2 moves. I think the first one was the kick. And I was like, ooh. And then the counter into the Mexican Destroyer was amazing. And Penta wins. And then when Penta, the New Day gets there, messes with Penta, he pushes them. Xavier Woods has this big ass hat on. Takes his big ass hat. And I'm wondering, because he takes Woods' hat, he throws it to him, then he hits a plancha. And I said, I would love to see Penta versus Karrion Kross next if Karrion resigns. Who knows? If not, I could see Penta, Andrade, and maybe Phoenix going against New Day and Grayson Waller. There is a draft coming up. I'm not sure when that draft is. Then you had your Alexa and Charlotte coming to the ring. I got to speak on it because they showed Brock Lesnar. Fuck the allegations. I don't care to see Brock Lesnar on my screen. And I damn for sure don't want to see Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. I wonder if Bray Larson still saying fuck John Cena. But one thing they said, Vince McMahon tried to get Brock to do the shit with the woman. They never said Brock did anything. So while people are persecuting Brock, I am always of the mind, and since you're proven guilty, I don't give a fuck what color you are, what race you are, anything. If he didn't do, you can tell me. There's a lot of people that ask me to do some shit. Don't mean I'm gonna do it. Then they can bring your name up and shit. Like, oh yeah, such and such, such and such. No, I had nothing to do with that. So if Brock didn't have nothing to do with that, then that's fine. That's cool. I'm good. Bring him back, but I don't care to see him. But maybe John wanted them. This John's retirement tour. Give him something else. Keep him out of the main event, but you want him in the main event. And with Gunther being hurt, they may put something, stop the timetable of Gunther because they were talking about Gunther being Cena's last match. May not be that. So then you have Alexa and Charlotte come out. Roxanne and Raquel follows them, and they set up the women's tag match. Pretty good match. I was scared at first because if we remember after WrestleMania, after Raquel and Lee have lost the titles, they won it back the next night. So I was like, oh, are they going to win the title back? But they didn't. Alexa got the pin for the second night in a row. Charlotte's not getting the pin. They have the little back-to-back thing holding up the titles. They're growing as a team. Then you see your Io and Kabuki Warriors. And Rhea comes, and Rhea wants Io to beat Naomi. Next week, Naomi is fighting Io for the world title. Io's not winning. I wonder if Rhea's going to turn heel. I need some more heels. We have Naomi, we have Becky. But we don't have a lot of heels on Raw, female heels. So I wonder if Rhea's going to turn heel. But Rhea says she wants to be Io for the championship, so she wants Io to beat Naomi. And she wants to be Stephanie if she fights at Clash of Pairs, because whoever wins that match will face Stephanie McCare on the 31st. And Io stops her and tells her, "You're never going to beat me." And I love this storyline. It's probably going to build to a WrestleMania. This storyline is getting so big, it does not have to be for a title anymore. This is a match that should be like in a Hell in a Cell, an Iron Woman match. It should have a stipulation to where there is a definitive winner. Eventually, when they fight, it needs to have a definitive winner. And of course, when they do, Rhea at the end of the day is going to be Io, because that is the big storyline, right? Then you have Becky, and she is looking. You have Bayley. Excuse me. Bayley's looking for Lyra. Lyra finds her, says she needs to get out the Bayley vortex, and tells her to get out of her life. Said, "We're not friends, we're not enemies, but neither one of us have titles. Leave me alone, for good, forever. Good. I ain't mad at you. I ain't turning heel. Nobody's turning heel, but I don't fuck with you." And that's quite okay. That's a real life situation right there. It ain't that I got beef with you. It ain't that I'm mad at you. I just don't fuck with you. Okay? You got it? Good. Then you had Dom versus Dragon Lee. El Grande. We had 3 El Grande Americanos. So this shit is so interesting. I know one's Pete Dunne. I don't know who the last one was. It was the Luchador, of course. Could it have been Finn? The way he hit that kick made me think it might be Finn. But Dom wins. Dom is about to hit Dragon Lee with the loaded boot, which looks like it might be Dom's new gimmick. AJ Styles comes out with the save, and Dom runs back up. So Dom has the AAA Mega Championship match. He still has the IC title with AJ Styles. And of course, you got Finn Balor on the horizon. So Dom got some shit playing probably up until WrestleMania. He got some feuds stacked up. So we're going to see how that goes. Sami Zayn interview when he's out of the cross vortex. And that's when he gets with Rusev. Becky comes out. Now, this is the funny part. They showed my bro Da Vinci from BMF. They showed some other guy I don't know. They showed Method Man in the crowd. And then on the other side, it seemed like they showed Dave East. Dave East played Method Man in the Wu-Tang movie. TV show. They should be sitting together, kicking it or something. Maybe they beefing. Oh, no, not my business. Becky has new music. What y'all think about Becky's new music? It was last night, but I did not hear her music last night. Of course, I'm cooking, I'm hosting, so I didn't really get to hear her music last night. But she said she's opening the door to a new competitor, and then Nikki Bella comes out. They throw bars. Nikki is out the loop. Nikki is rusty. Nikki tried to get Becky. She called Becky a disappointment. She asked Becky, "Why did you come back? To hold other women down? Are you jealous of these women?" She said, "This ain't your era either, Becky. Your era already passed too." But then Becky, Nikki made a comment about Becky and Seth, right? There being a couple. And then Becky hits her back, talking about, "Yeah, I remember you was in a couple before too, but guess what now? You can't see him," referring to Cena. Woo! Becky's a burn. Well, damn it. Shout out to my brother Courtney Grant building. Becky was on that. And then she says, Nikki was talking about how she never fought Becky. And Becky says, "You know why I never fought you?" And pops the shit out of her. Kata! Knock the fuck out of Nikki. And walks out the ring. So I guess that's going to be her new feud. But she also got into it with the Dungeon Dolls, whatever, Alpha Academy or whatever they want to call themselves. And so Natty challenged her to a match. She said yes, but she said, "I'm going to fight Maxine next week instead." So next week we should be getting a Becky versus Maxine where Becky will win, which I'm cool with. Becky needs some wins. Becky don't need to always fight championship matches and shit like that. Then you had your Naomi segment. Stephanie walks in. Naomi tells her, "I'm going to get your ass too. I'm going to not pull the horn so far up your butt, you're going to be walking different." So Naomi is keeping up, and she clocked it and all that. Naomi's in her bag right now. Can't get mad at Naomi. They also said Gunther is out indefinitely. We knew he had a nose issue, so I had a feeling he was going to lose. But now he's going to be out indefinitely. When he comes back, maybe he'll be a face. Maybe he'll still be a heel. Don't know with that, but much praise to Gunther. Hope you get better. Take some time off. Then you had your Seth versus LA Knight match, which was a pretty good match. Longer than that Saturday Night Main Event match. They were outside the ring. Seth pulls up the padding outside. And he was about to whoop on LA Knight. CM Punk comes through the crowd, causes the disqualification, which even for me, I was like, ooh, LA Knight. I mean, LA Knight's going to be pissed off, which he was, because CM Punk was in the ring fighting Seth, and LA Knight pulls him off, says, what are you doing? Which messed up his championship match, which LA Knight doesn't get often. So Punk goes to the outside, ends up trying to get to Seth, Braun Breaker with a spear. Boom. Here comes Braun Breaker. Here comes Bronson Reed. They start whooping up on LA Knight. So he curve stopped LA Knight. Seth Rollins get back in the ring. Curve stops LA Knight. He curve stops CM Punk. They're laid out. The credits start running. Seth's outside the ring. Boom. Here comes Roman. Roman comes. Seth's in the ring like, come on. As soon as Roman gets in the ring, Seth bails. Here comes Braun Breaker. Then Bronson Reed. As he's on top of Bronson Reed hitting him, boom, a curb stomp by Seth Rollins. Curb stomp by Seth Rollins. They hold him up. Braun Breaker with a spear to Roman. And then you get 3 tsunamis from Bronson Reed. And then Bronson takes Roman Reigns' shoes. Boy, you're going to get your ass beat taking this man's shoes. Ooh, my microphone been off. Can y'all hear me? I don't even know if y'all can hear me. But y'all even hear me. But you just don't take a man's shoes like that. He just take his shoes, just took his shoes. So, that shit was funny as hell, though. But it let Seth's crew, it left Seth's crew looking strong. You got a 6-man tag that you can have at pairs. CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and LA Knight versus The Vision. Jey Uso was not on the show, so we don't know what's going to happen with him. Is he going to move over to SmackDown and help his brother? And Jacob Fatu? It's just the beginning of a War Games. And they're going to pick up a 4th person. We've been waiting on Seth Group to pick up a 4th person, but who knows? But it was a pretty decent show. I'm going to give this show. The matches kind of sucked, though. The Penta versus Grayson Waller was a typical run-of-the-mill. Sheamus versus Rusev, I'm kind of tired of seeing that. The last 2 matches probably was Dom and Dragon Lee wasn't that great either. But Dom is getting better. It's just practice for him. Alexa and Charlotte, and then Seth and LA Knight was the best matches. Of course, the end of the show was the best part to me. I'm going to give this show 3 ships. Looking forward to seeing what's going to happen. Of course, Friday night, we're going to have John Cena. We're going to hear from Cody Rhodes. Maybe Brock Lesnar shows up. Cena's almost done, y'all. Cena's almost done. So we're going to see what's going to happen with him and see how that's going to go. Y'all got your comments, suggestions, anything, put it down at the bottom. Hit up the YouTube. Fuck with your boy. Spaceship Oasis the Incredible. This has been your Raw Recap in this corner. Pro Wrestling with a Kick, man. I'm out this thing. I see y'all. I love y'all. I got to get ready for some school shit. Peace.
But he ain't listen to me. But he ain't listen to me. But he ain't listen to me. I tried to talk to him. He ain't listen to me. But he ain't listen to me. But he ain't listen to me. But he ain't listen to me. I tried.